Welcome to the tutorial on Introduction to Sequential Network. A sequential network is defined as a two-valued network in which the outputs at any instant are dependent not only upon the inputs present at that instant but also on the past history of the inputs. The past history of the inputs must be preserved in the network, hence the sequential circuits are said to have memory. The mechanism which is used to explain and represent the information preserved is referred to as the internal state, secondary state, or simply state of the network. There are two basic types of sequential networks. They are distinguished based on the timing of the signals within the network. The first one being synchronous sequential network. The second one is asynchronous sequential network. A synchronous sequential network is one in which its behavior is determined by the values of the signals at only discrete instants of time. These networks typically have a master clock generator which produces a sequence of clock pulses. It is these clock pulses that effectively sample the input signals to determine the network behavior. An asynchronous sequential network is one in which the behavior of the network is immediately affected by the input signal changes. So basically, the asynchronous sequential network do not use the clock. Coming to the difference between the sequential network and the combinational circuit. The combinational circuit contains no memory element, whereas the sequential circuit contains the memory elements. The present value of its outputs are determined solely by the present value of its inputs in the combinational circuit, hence there is no feedback involved, whereas the sequential circuit has the present value of its outputs determined by the present value of its input and its past state. Hence we have the feedback which is involved in the sequential circuit. The behavior is described by the output functions or a set of output functions in the case of a combinational circuit, whereas the sequential circuit behavior is described by the set of next state functions and a set of output functions. The combinational circuits are used in basic Boolean equations, whereas the sequential circuits are used in the design of memory devices. To give a few examples of combinational circuits, we have half adder, full adder, multiplexers, demultiplexers, encoders, and decoders. The examples of sequential circuit include flip-flops, registers, counters, RAM, etc. The basic logic element that provides memory in many sequential circuits is the flip-flop. A flip-flop has two stable conditions. To each of these stable conditions is associated a state or equivalently the storage of a binary symbol. The building block of all the flip-flop circuits is the basic bistable element which is shown in the figure here. The circuit has two outputs, Q and Q bar. It consists of two cross-coupled NOT gates, and I am going to name these NOT gates as 1 and 2, which serve as the input to the next NOT gate, and the output of the second NOT gate serves as the input to the first one. So you can observe that the output of the first NOT gate serves as an input to the second, and the output of the second serves as an input to the first NOT gate. So this circuit basically involves feedback, and as the name implies, the basic bistable element is a circuit having two stable states. So let me name the inputs and the outputs. So the input is named as X and the output is named as X bar for the first NOT gate, and for the second NOT gate the input is named as Y and the output is named as Y bar. So let me assume that X is equal to 0, then the output of the first NOT gate 1 will be equal to Q is equal to X bar, which is equal to 1. The input to the NOT gate 2 will be equal to X bar is equal to 1, which is equal to Y, and the output of the NOT gate 2 will be Q bar equal to Y bar, that is equal to 0, that is equal to X. Thus the circuit is considered stable with Q bar is equal to X equal to Y bar, that will be equal to 1, and Q is equal to X bar equal to Y, that is equal to 0. So in a similar manner we can have, when X is equal to 1, Q is equal to X bar is equal to 0, that is equal to Y, and Q bar is equal to Y bar is equal to X, that is equal to 1. So in the case of positive logic, when the output Q is equal to 1, that is this case, the element is said to be storing logic 1, or it is said to be in its state 1 or set state. While when Q is equal to 0, that is this state, the element is said to be storing logic 0, or it is said to be in its state 0 or the reset state. So I can summarize as set to be equal to Q is equal to 0 and reset to be equal to Q to be equal to logic 1. So it should be noted that the two outputs are complementary. The Q output terminal is called as the normal output, while the Q bar output is referred to as the complementary output. Next we have the metastable state. Although the bistable element is normally in one of its two stable conditions, that is either Q is equal to 0 or Q is equal to 1, there is one more equilibrium condition that can exist, and this occurs when the two output signals are about halfway between those associated with logic 0 and logic 1. This is known as the metastable state. However, a small change in any of the internal signal values of the circuit, could be because of the circuit noise, it will cause the bistable element to leave the metastable state and enter one of its stable states. But unfortunately, the amount of the time the device will stay in the metastable state is unpredictable, and for this reason the metastable state should be avoided. Now, the basic bistable element is having no inputs, and when power is applied it becomes stable in one of its two stable states. It will remain in this state until power is removed. For the circuit to be useful, we need to provide provisions to force the device into a particular state. So a flip-flop is a bistable device with inputs that remain in a given state as long as the power is applied and until an input signals are applied to cause its output to change. So it consists of basic bistable element in which appropriate logic is added in order to control its state. The process of storing a 1 into a flip-flop is called as setting or presetting the flip-flop, while the process of storing a 0 into a flip-flop is called as resetting or clearing the flip-flop. More about the flip-flops we will be discussing in the further tutorials, but you need to remember that storing a logic 1 is referred to as setting or presetting the flip-flop, while storing a logic 0 is referred to as resetting or clearing the flip-flop. The inputs to a flip-flop can be of two types: asynchronous, also called as the direct input, is one in which a signal change of sufficient magnitude and duration will produce an immediate change in the state of the flip-flop with very short time delay. While the synchronous input does not immediately affect the state of the flip-flop, but when some control signal like the enable signal or the clock input is applied, it will change the state of the flip-flop.